there are apps which will tell you when to plant,
Yes.
or how much pesticide to sow, how much pesticide to spray, uh, when, what, etc. So these are very, very simple things, but it will help, let's say, in pesticide residues.
What other technology have you seen, being used right now in the food industry? Of course, there is discussion about AI, but I'm not sure AI may be relevant in terms of maybe improving the processes, or ensuring that within the manufacturing itself, we're able to remove out harmful products or harmful substances. But besides that, where else do you see technology being useful?
So I will not talk about AI. So to me, AI is a solution looking for problems. So that is my opinion of AI. I'm sure there are problems in the food industry we will solve with AI. But coming more on the ground, which are easily, so I think technology is very underused in India in the food business.
Okay.
Primarily because most of the food industry tends to be micro, small, medium enterprises.
Understood.
Like any other industry, but food even more.
Okay.
We don't have very large conglomerates. Cost of technology adoption is higher for smaller businesses, so they kind of stay away. But as they start scaling and becoming bigger and bigger, technology will play a key role. Now, if I were to look at from my perspective of things, which is food safety, then the sensor-based technology or the IoT-based technology, I think is probably going to be quite a thing, right? Now you can monitor your processes remotely. If something is not working right, then you will get that. So
that during the manufacturing
during the manufacturing itself. Then we talked about traceability per se. As we go, it will become more and more traceable. So the problem with traceability is every link in the supply chain now has to adopt that technology.
Yes.
As more blocks start adopting the technology, let's say my retailers is billing on an electronic system, that is technology. He has inventory now, so he can instantly tell you where it came from, right? And that integrates with the supplier. Then the supplier can say where my stock is. So the larger companies already know in which retailer where it is. So that will build the traceability. Then it will start going backward. So forward, the sales wise, I think it is sort of built up. On the backward side, it will build up. So that will be traceability will be another thing. There's a lot of data I think is not still harvested. There are control systems. There are systems which do day-to-day monitoring and control of factory. There's a system called SCADA which controls all of the machinery. It's a generally machinery control. If we could get the data out from there and put it into a system and try to look at it, could be an AI problem to solve. So a large set of data, I don't think we've looked at that. So sort of detecting mean time between failures, predicting failures, when does it happen, what does it happen, correlating large data sets. So today we have data sitting, like we know that
silos.
Yeah, so there is, from whatever little I understand, I'm not a master on SCADA systems, but that is there where you say that, okay, A happened, B happened, C happened. So all the events are getting logged, all the triggers are getting logged, but I'm not so sure if that is being used to kind of build a predictive model out of it. So that is one. Simulations are the other one, where you can sort of simulate products. So like formulations went through, when technology first came in, the pharma product development life cycle shortened. So that because there were certain combinations that you could just iterate on the algorithm and eliminate about 40% of your trials. That made it faster. I'm sure it will come to food as well. As we consolidate data saying which are, there is data to some extent available, right? Sweet and sour, and what are the palate, and each ingredient provides what kind of taste, sensory taste. To say that, okay, I will reject these two combinations, maybe new innovative food that will come in. Lots of applications of technology that you can think of all through supply. So in supply chain, like temperature monitor controls now, you can log data, whether in supply chain, if your cold chain was violated anywhere. And that's a common thing now, as in most cold chain trucks today will have a temperature logging system.
And so, you rightly said, a lot of things are happening in the logistic end. Also, I think in the farming end as well, we are seeing precision farming, drone-based uses of pesticides. So I think both ends we are seeing a good change. And while I think in the processing units as well, and there is technology that is being leveraged.
Yeah. So some of that which is not very visible is like farmers using technology. So it may not even be that extreme, but sort of there are apps which will tell you when to sow, when to plant, or how much pesticide to sow, how much pesticide to spray, when, what, etc. So these are very, very simple things, but it will help, let's say, in pesticide residue. So there is the good agricultural practices that you must follow, right? Most of the problems happen because of overdosing, time control. So the residues reduce. So if you spray and harvest immediately, you shouldn't be doing that. The farmer doesn't know very well. So if you do a app on it, then he knows, okay, I sowed it today. This is my first pesticide. This is my second pesticide. And then after that, I have to wait for a month to harvest. And now I am in the harvest time. So if we do all of these things together, then it of course helps food safety. It helps farmers. So all of these technologies, I think, will slowly come together right through the supply chain, right from end to end.